Shark Girl by Kelly Bingham, continued. Hot. I remember the sand burned my feet as I walked toward the gray water. I passed a lady, a heavy lady carrying a thin tray piled with 3 hot dogs and 3 drinks. 2 little kids pulled at her shorts. One was crying. A cup toppled from the tray, splattered onto the sand at my feet. I paused, then I kept going, without looking at her face, even as I heard her sigh, even as the one kid cried louder. I felt embarrassed for her. I'm not sure why. I stepped into the icy water and spread my arms wide. The gang. Finally, Angie, Trina, and Elizabeth visit. Elizabeth gives me a big hug. She cries a little. God, I was so scared. I thought you might die. We all thought that, Trina says, hugging me too, smelling of roses from the bouquet by her side. She adds, I think you're amazing. I think you're, like, the strongest person I know. She turns to place her flowers near the others. Have enough flowers, Jane? Geez, who are these from? A secret admirer, Angie asks. Is she serious? They're from people who, saw the video and wanted to... You are kidding, Angie says. No. Oh my God, that is so weird. Yeah, maybe. When you guys leave, you could take them with you? Trina is biting her lip. We wanted to come see you yesterday, but Angie was busy. Angie blushes. I had 2 soccer games yesterday. I am the referee. What am I supposed to do? Well, here we are today anyway, Elizabeth says, but Rachel couldn't make it. Yeah, she called me, I say, and I wonder why Elizabeth and Trina didn't come alone yesterday. We ran into Chris and Mason and all those guys at the plaza, Trina says. They wanted to know how you are. I had this great idea, Angie says. I want to throw you a party when you get out. Very funny. What? I'm serious. Angie, look at me. Do you really think I want to have a party? Even I am surprised by the way my voice just kind of rose up and spilled out so loud. I'm not supposed to say these things. I'm the glue, the one that always holds the group together, smoothing over bumps and offenses. I mean, I appreciate it, but that's okay. I wasn't really thinking, Angie says. I'm sorry. God, can't they see the truth? Forget boys, forget anything. Dates, kisses, dancing my arm and a half around some guy. It's over before it's even begun. After an awkward pause, Trina changes the subject to Troy, her latest crush. We all try very hard to pretend we are the same group as before and that nothing has changed. A letter from Lynn in Louisiana. Dear Jane, I saw your story on the news. Honey, my heart goes out to you. It is unbelievable that something so horrible could happen to someone so young. Do you remember what happened? It must have been awful. I am amazed that they show that video on the news as often as they do. Even with the really bad parts blurred out, it sure seems like an invasion of your privacy to do so. Well, Jane, I just want you to know that my whole church is praying for you to recover and overcome this terrible time in your life. We have you in our prayer chain and pray for you at every service too. We love you and think of you every day. I am sure God will deliver you from this pain and He will carry you down the path of healing. Sometimes it is not easy to understand why God allows us to suffer, but always there is an answer if you just wait and listen with your heart. Pray to God, Jane, and pray to Jesus, and I can promise you that they will send comfort. God works in mysterious ways, but always He is loving to those who believe. Love to you and your family, your sister in Christ, Lynn. Smaller picture. And then some days are gray days, vast, unbearable canyon days when I can't take the frantic buzzing in my arm anymore. My life is going to be one long hurt, I tell Mel. Slick as it is, I say it. Or sick as it is, I say it. Sometimes I just wish I had died. Time to think about the smaller picture, Mel says. Like getting through one day, not your whole life, not forever, 1 day. Times we can only look at 1 hour or 1 minute. Tears crawl into my eyes. Emptiness makes my throat ache. On those bad days, Jane, hold on. Get through 1 minute. Then tell yourself I made it through that 1 minute. I can make it through another. So I do as he says and get through one more day. Self. Some nights, in between the clatter of medical carts that rumble by and the endless vacuuming outside my door, I dream of my old self. 2 arms, 2 hands, drawing, always drawing, the lines thick and black, the animals I used to sketch, their eyes watching. During the steamy noon hour, while Mom goes for lunch, I take the pen and notepad and scratch away wobbly foxes, trees, levitating one-dimensional clouds. I trash everything before Mom returns. I will continue in this vein until those trees take root and clouds become cotton. I will surprise everyone, showing my work only when I am good again. Good again. Invisible. Nurse. You're so brave, Jane. Hospital volunteer. You are a hero. Physical therapist. You're a real survivor, know that? When people talk like that, I could get up and slip away, and they'd still stand there, talking to the cartoon cloud they've drawn over my body. Just once, I'd like someone to say, Jane, you are a mess. Justin. There's a new kid in the physical therapy gym today. His name is Justin. Justin is around 8 or 9 or 10 maybe. He lost his leg below the knee in some kind of a car accident. His face is all cut up too. Justin rolls over in his wheelchair. What happened to your arm? He asks. A shark attacked me. Justin stares. He ate your arm? I feel sorry for him. So skinny and messed up, but I don't need some kid bugging me. I move away, but Justin follows, silent and smooth in his wheelchair. He asks, have you seen the new Superman movie? I haven't. Justin goes into the whole long story, complete with explosion sound effects. I wait to see what this has to do with me or my arm or the attack. Nothing. Justin just wants to talk about Superman. I like Justin. Try to acknowledge. Mom watches me return from a loop around the hall with Lindsay. Moving any better today, she asks, all cheer. I slide into bed, one piece at a time. Not really. Mom sighs loudly. It seems like you are moving better. Sometimes I think you don't look for encouragement, Jane. Try to acknowledge your progress. You are making progress. Lindsay chimes in. You sure are, Jane. You are doing just great. Then Lindsay surprises us by putting a hand on Mom's shoulder. And you are too, Catherine. Really, really great. Mom blinks back tears, but pretends not to. Wiping her eyes, she pats Lindsay on the back, reaches down for a newspaper, sits in the chair. We are all doing great, she says, sniffing loudly, which is good. I have to get back to work sometime. Sorry if I'm keeping you, I hear myself say, harsh and ugly. You could go in if you want. I'll be fine. Mom looks up, wipes her nose quickly. I didn't mean that, of course. I just meant, well, you know. I don't, but I don't ask her to explain. Finally, she murmurs, I'm going downstairs for some coffee. When she's gone, I can finally let these stupid tears come out. Private affair. Mom sinks into the blue vinyl chair by the bed. I'm going to have a few sessions with Mel. I stare at her over my pudding cup. Why? She smooths the knees of her pants, smoothing and smoothing with slow, firm movements. Well, he thinks, as a family, Michael and I should talk about what happened. Talk about how we're feeling, but Michael won't go, so it will just be me. Oh. I put the cup aside. Outside the window, the sun shines brightly. The sky is clean. Tops of palm trees sway slightly in a breeze. It will probably only be a couple of times, Mom adds. We don't look at each other. What is this? She's not stealing a guy I like, a best friend or anything like that, but I'm upset. Maybe because my mother needs therapy to deal with this thing that is me, that has disrupted not just my life, but hers too. That's what hurts, that I've caused her this, and that she and Mel will discuss behind that closed door what Mom is feeling. What is she feeling? I wish I could be a fly on the wall when she begins. Pinned up. Justin drew me a picture. Blobby men with stick legs and a sausage roll with long ears. That's my parents and my dog Spot. You have a dog named Spot? I asked. He nods. I miss her. I asked Michael to tape the drawing to the wall. You're a good artist, Justin, he says. Jane's an artist too. Justin turns those blue eyes on me. Will you draw me a... No. Why not? I lost my hand, Justin. I can't draw anymore. He points to my left hand. But you could use that one. I can't, okay, Justin? It's not my good hand. Justin looks down. Both my legs were good, but now I only have one, so it's the good one. Isn't it that way with your arm? He doesn't get it. No one gets it. I wish they would all leave me alone. A message. Mom always waits for me outside of Mel's office. She walks me back up to my room, always smiles at Mel, says, "Thank you." She waits until we're in the elevator to look at my face, searching for red eyes. Her hand warms my shoulder, hugging with her fingers. One day, after Mom meets me, starts to turn us away, I catch Mel's look. In that instance, he sends me a silent message. You need each other. We step into the elevator. The flickering light makes our skin appear blue. I feel Mom's fingers on my shoulder, soft, steady. I reach up and touch her hand. Both of us are surprised. Why? In the gym today, Justin fell down. His new leg shifted sideways when he got out of the chair. He fell down and cried. Justin has never cried in therapy before. I hate life. Don't even tell me God has a reason for making Justin suffer, or me either. He wouldn't, would he? I wish I could fix things for him, for me, for everyone. I wish I knew why some people live, and some people die, and some people get stuck in the middle. Visitors. Grandma and Grandpa are leaving today. Aunt Karen and Uncle Bob arrive in time to say hello, trade hugs and thumps on the back, high voices and the smell of hairspray from Gram, pillowy cheeks and lined faces, touch to mine, careful kisses. As Mom prepares to go home, everyone shuffles out in the hall together. Whispering ensues. I know they're talking about me. That's why they're here. That's what they're here for, I guess, to assure themselves I'm still here. I want them to sit by my bed and tell me the news from Kansas, but I want them to leave, too. I want to experience stillness. A letter from Kristen, Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. Dear Jane, I read about your story in the newspaper. My heart goes out to you. You are so young, and judging by the picture in the paper, so beautiful. I have been in your place, Jane, and I am writing because if you're anything like me, you could use an encouraging word right now. My left leg was amputated above the knee 10 years ago after an accident at work in which I nearly died. At first, I shut myself off from the rest of the world, even the people I loved. But then I joined a support group for amputees, and let me tell you, it was the best thing in the world for me. It helps to see you're not the only one going through all the adjustments that come with amputation. I went back to work 18 months after the accident. Not long afterward, I got engaged to my boyfriend, William, who I met through the support group. He lost both legs in a car crash. William and I married 7 years ago, and I've never been happier. Both of us love to be outdoors and do all kinds of sports. We swim, sail, kayak, and ski. I also take yoga and find it highly relaxing. I'm enclosing a picture of us. I hope you don't mind. Please feel free to write or call when you are well enough if you ever want advice or just to talk. I'd love to be friends. Best wishes, Kristen Miller Capshaw.